Welcome back to Triple Off Sports Talk. I'm Josh. That's Bryce. Ooh, this is tough in this angle. That's Roy over there. Pod 55. Week 11, NFL goes on. Let's go over our picks for the week. We'll rock it quick. Roy, I don't know if you saw the standings or not. 11-3. Very good week.
Damn straight.
Bryce in second. Game behind him, 10-4. I had a little bit of a rough week. I went 8-6. All the 50-50s went your guys' way this week.
Good.
So 11-3, 10-4, 8-6. For the season, Roy takes first, 104-62. And me and Bryce are tied, 166.
So I'm at what? 10 what?
4 games.
104? Okay.
104, and me and Bryce are both at 100.
Okay.
So those are the picks last week. Roy made his money on he got the Colts over the Jets.
I made money all weekend.
And Roy had 3 of them that we did not have, Bryce. He had Colts over Jets. I lied. 4 over me, or 3 over me. Broncos, Falcons, Bills, Chiefs. Bryce, you had them. You would have won, Bryce. You had Bengals over Chargers. You guys flipped that. So that was the decider. All right, so let's just take it into should I go over the scores probably?
Yeah.
I can just do it on my phone. It'll be quicker. Scores from this past week. Thursday Night Football. Philly at home against Washington wins 26-18. Start the noon slate. Green Bay wins a close one in Chicago 20-19. Detroit throttles Jacksonville in Detroit 52-6. Minnesota wins in Tennessee 23-13. Miami takes care of Vegas in Miami 34-19. Rams win a close one in New England 28-22. New Orleans wins at home against Cleveland 35-14. Pittsburgh wins an AFC North battle 18-16 over Baltimore. The Jets' rough season continues, loses the Colts at home 28-27. Atlanta goes into Denver and looks real rough in this one, 38-6 lose to the Broncos. Seattle goes into San Fran and wins 20-17. Buffalo takes care of Kansas City at home 30-21. And then Sunday Night Football, Chargers win on basically a walk-off touchdown 34-27. And Monday night, Houston goes into Dallas and shreds Dallas 34-10. Those are your scores from this week. Roy, what do you got for us game of the week?
My game of the week was Buffalo's the Chiefs. I thought, it was a good game. I thought this was another Josh Allen just took it upon himself to win this ball game. I actually was really impressed with the Bills' defense. They gave it sacked Mahomes twice, 2 interceptions. They kind of kept pressure on him. They wouldn't let him, and they didn't really let him run the ball either. 78 yards rushing. So that defense actually, I thought their defense was their weak point, but I thought their defense played really well. And then it was just Josh Allen show. Keon Coleman was out. Was Cooper? Did Cooper even play?
Cooper played.
I would say he only had 2 receptions. Okay, there he did, and he had his number 1 target, Kincaid, out. Dalton Kincaid was out. So for him to go in there or host him, have Kansas City come in there and just carried him on his back, 55 yards rushing, 262 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. It was he is that last run to score that touchdown. He did all him, and he's just. He's willing that team. Now, whether he can do this in the playoffs will be the question, because he's got to have some people making plays besides him. But right now, he's the MVP.
All right. Yeah, I completely agree with everything Roy said. I'm a huge Josh Allen supporter. I always have been. He reminds me a lot of a Big Ben in his prime. Just puts his head down and gets it where he needs to go. Team on his back, he's running through a guy. You get a touchdown if he has to. There was one play he jumped over a guy, laid his shoulder into another guy, and landed just short of the first down. He puts it all out there for his team every day. On the other side of the ball, I do want to talk about this is the first time we have talked about the Chiefs game, one of the Chiefs games all year. And I've been pumped about it because I really hate talking about the Chiefs. But it hasn't really been brought up, Patrick Mahomes' numbers this season. he has not played that well, if you ask me. In a game it's always a shootout game against his, what I would say their biggest rival is the Bills. He goes 23 for 33, 196 yards with 3 touchdowns, which is good, but 2 interceptions with a 63.2 QBR rating. And I just don't think that can get it done for his team. Travis Kelce's he's getting older. He's not playing as well. Xavier Worthy is a stud, but he's young. You see him make that rookie mistake with the little 60-yard bomb or whatever. He just doesn't put his foot down and goes out of bounds. Kareem Hunt's their starting running back right now. I know Pacheco's hurt, but
Pacheco comes back next week.
He hasn't been good in 5 or 6 years. He's got to be better right now, and he just isn't. DeAndre Hopkins also wasn't really involved. I saw some people saying that Andy Reid doesn't play in the regular season. He holds it all for the playoffs, and that's just stupid. They're 8-0. That's not something coaches do. I don't understand where they get that narrative. The reason they lost this game is because the Bills were the better team this night.
Yeah, you guys said a lot. I agree everything that you said, Roy, about Buffalo. And I really, you talk about that rookie mistake from Worthy down on the sideline, doesn't get the second toe in, just things like that. They show up in these type of games.
But if Patrick Mahomes makes a better ball, it's a walk-in touchdown.
It was a perfect ball. Just he didn't get his toe down. He had 3 yards of open grass. He just didn't put it down. It's just a rookie, though. No, you kind of nailed it. You talk about the injuries for Kansas City a little bit. You don't have Pacheco. Kareem Hunt the first 6 weeks wasn't on a team, not even a practice squad. Only Mecole Hardman, Xavier Worthy, and their backup running back, Steele. Only other 3 people with a carry, each had 1. So it was Hunt. That was it. Offensively, we've always seen the Chiefs play without, maybe some of their receivers, especially when they lost Tyreek Hill. But you always had Kelce play well. I would definitely say Kelce's definitely on his decline. Not saying he's not a good player still, but
hanging out with Taylor Swift too much.
He's just not, he's also 35 years old. Just not you have to have a decline at some point.
2 receptions for 8 yards.
But offensively, their whole receiving core didn't do anything. Worthy, longest play, 31 yards. After that, the longest play of offense, 16 yards. They just didn't have any big plays. And Worthy had one. It just, it didn't count. But offensively, the receiving core is just not very good. DeAndre Hopkins is a good player. Definitely, he's not going to beat you over the top. You have no worry of him going deep over you. Worthy you do, but he's young. He's not a great route runner yet. We just talked about Kelce. After that, they're relying on what? Mecole Hardman and Boo Smith-Schuster. You lose Rice early in the year. That receiving core is not very good.
Noah Gray has stepped up. I'll give him some props. He is looking like an elite tight end.
Yeah, and they extended him too for a cheap deal. So
he
likes being there as well. But offensively, they just, I think if they get Pacheco back, that could help them in the run game a little bit. But offensively, they're not explosive right now. And when you think of the Chiefs, that's what they do. They make the explosive play when they need to. They didn't do it in this game, and I think that's why they lost. And Josh Allen did play better than Patrick Mahomes today, and I think that's why they won. Bryce does not have a game of the week, and neither do I. So that'll take us into Bryce's pick, and he wants to talk about the Bears and Packers.
Yeah, talking about the team every week. Few ups from this game. The Bears kind of look like a NFL football team again all of a sudden. Firing the terrorist Shane Waldron was definitely a good move. I still think Matt Eberflus has to go, whether we won that game or lost that game. I had some stats that I was going to share with you guys on my phone. And let me find it. Here we go. So Matt Eberflus's record as a Bears head coach so far is 13 total wins and 30 total losses. He is 0-5 against our rival, the Packers. He is 0-18 on Sunday away games and has blown 6 games with a 95% win chance. There's no excuse for him to still be on the team. I don't care that we've never hired a coach midseason or fired a coach midseason. Absolutely no reason for somebody to be like that on the team. He is a loser with a loser mindset and takes absolutely no responsibility. We go down the field with a chance to win. Caleb Williams has now had 2 drives, by the way, that are game-winning drives that we lost the game because of coaching. 47 seconds left on the clock, and you have a 46-yard field goal. Cairo Santos is 100% from 40 with 40 in. You see it in the Chargers game, the exact same situation. They run the ball one more time. They run it for a touchdown and win the game. The Bears, on the other hand, just decide to let the clock run out and kick the last-second field goal, and then he gets blocked. I know that the block was bullshit. It was, there's the leverage penalty just didn't exist for some reason for them. There's two key moments you can really point out in the Bears game. The drop by Chris Watson that was called a catch that ended up being 60 yards, and then 3 guys blowing up our center on a field goal block. The refs have got to figure that out. I don't understand that, but as a Bears fan, I'm used to it, so it doesn't really bother me much anymore. But I'm glad to see that the Bears are playing again. Got rid of Shane Waldron. Matt Eberflus still has to go, though.
Roy?
I got nothing. It's just another blown game by the Bears. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Eberflus, whatever his name is, he's had chances to win, get some wins, and just not doing it. And you're not. I feel like you're just not helping your number 1 draft pick quarterback. You're going to get him killed. What the problem is when you have a good young quarterback, and the reason why some of these other ones are doing better is because they got an offensive line to protect him. You always they should have gone out and really done everything they could to protect him, and you're going to get him hurt, and that's the problem. That's just I don't understand how they do things, how they just keep putting a quarterback back there and just let him running around for his life because he can't get a line to protect him.
It's because our whole front office is full of losers that will always be losers.
They just got to figure it out, sell the team, do something. But that's just that's a bad way to lose on a block field goal. I just saw it come across my phone.
Yeah. Couple things I'll be quick because they're just not playing good football. Let's be real. Even though they should have won this game, they make that field goal. 19 points. Even if they make field goal 23, it's just not great. Anytime the Bears defense, even though I do agree with Bryce, I do not think Christian Watson caught that ball. But I knew since they called it a catch, they were never going to overturn it. But I don't think he caught it. You got to get.
It's a clear picture of the ball on the ground.
You got to get off the field. Eventually, they had a couple drives where they didn't get off the field. But one thing I did think the Bears did well, and it's really not the Bears, it's Caleb Williams. He ran this game. He actually got out and ran instead of trying to just buy as much time in the pocket as possible. 70 rushing yards, that's part of his game, and that can make the offense look much better because that moves people. It moves people around, and I liked it because I've always thought that he would be good at running, and he hasn't done it much this year. Thing I did not like, outside of DeAndre Swift's one long touchdown run, which was 39 yards, he had 14 carries for 71 yards. Take away the 39, he had 13 for what? 29 yards, 25 yards. It just isn't the run game is not very good, and we've kind of talked about it throughout the season that the run game hasn't been very good. It's just hard to play football in the NFL if you have no run game. Yes, I know they broke one, but still, other than that, 2 yards of carry, 2 yards of carry, 3rd and 6. You got to get a first down. You don't get it, it's a 3 and out. They got to run the ball a little bit better. They also only threw to DeAndre Swift 2 times in this game. He's a good receiving back, has been his whole career. I would like to see him throw the ball to him a little bit more, but yeah, it's just missed opportunities for Chicago the last month or so, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just we have to get a new coach in there and have to pick up some offensive line in the offseason. I'm looking towards next year now. I really just want a good draft pick at this point. I said we're probably not going to win a game the rest of the season. I still kind of think that just you can't win with a loser at the head front. It won't happen.
Bryce, I have a question for you. You don't have to get super into detail. I just literally want like an instant response. If the Bears do not move on from Matt Eberflus, let's say they win a few games. Let's say they lose out. I say if they lose out, they would fire him. What are your thoughts if they decide, no, we're not going to fire him?
You have to fire the GM at that point.
Okay. I was just wondering because I have read things that said, if he wins a few more games that they still believe in him.
That's crazy because we had this exact same conversation last year.
I know we did, and that's exactly why I asked. Is because it feels exactly like last year.
I will give Matt Eberflus his props. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. He is a loser. He has a loser mindset. I have another chart pulled up here. In one-score games out of every single head coach in the entire NFL, he is in last by, what is that, 14%? The guy in front of him is 40% in one-score games to win. Matt Eberflus is 22. He is 5-17. You just can't win like that. And
all right.
Also, the options on the table for the coaches that could be hired I think could be really good in this offseason.
Yeah.
So I will take any one of the options.
There'll be a lot of teams buying for a few head coaches this year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams are going to be. I mean, we're talking like a third, not maybe quite. I'd say a fourth of the league maybe might be looking for a head coach. So I mean, it's going to be not a bidding war. That's not how it works. But they're going to choose where they want to go. I'm not going to talk about the Cowboys every week at this point. You know, they're so banged up. Dak's done for the year. They're not playing to win. I mean, they are, but you know they're not. So I'm not going to sit here and bore everybody just talking about how they're getting crushed. Their pick gets better every week. That I do like. So I'm kind of going to do more of a topic. You know, we don't sit down and talk about each team in depth. So I might just choose one team and kind of talk about thoughts of them. And I chose one of the hottest teams in the league right now, the Detroit Lions. I mean, they just came off a 5-interception game when they beat Houston, and then followed up by beating Jacksonville 52-6, and the total yards is 645 to 170. Now I know Jacksonville is god awful this year. I get it, but Bryce had some thoughts of them not being very good this year, or not as good. Let me rephrase that. He did call. I believe your hot take was Jared Goff would not finish the season as a starting quarterback. So
I did say that.
Yeah. So I know that you had some thoughts about them.
He still couldn't.
Roy,
he had 5 interceptions in the game.
I get it. Roy obviously loves the Lions, and I'm unbiased, so I'll tell you how I feel about the Lions. I'm going to start with you, Roy, because I know Bryce is going to take more of a negative side. What are your thoughts on the Lions? Like, can this team win a Super Bowl? Can they get through a team on that AFC side? Can they beat all those Niners? Give me your thoughts. What makes this team different than the other Lions teams that haven't?
Oh, I think this team is special. They have playmakers on the offense all across. You know, in the past, they've either had a good receiver or a good running back. They've never been they have 2 good running backs, and Gibbs is just fast. They have 3 really good receivers. I mean, St. Brown is your every down catch. You got Laporta, I think, is one of the better tight ends, and then Jameson Williams is just a freaking speedster that if you get the ball in his hand, well, yeah, I mean, whatever he needs to do to win. But the playmakers they have on offense is what sets them up. What gets them on defense is their front. Even with Hutchinson out, their front 7 is really, really good. Now the back end is where they struggle. They got some young DBs that make mistakes, but they will make plays. I mean, they got some players, Arnold and them, that DBs if you make a bad mistake, they're going to exploit you. So they're all around. They got a good kicker. They do things to win, and it doesn't matter how they do it. They just go out there to win. Excuse me. And that's all they care about. And this team is just different with the way the culture is, the way they play, the way that they can play any type of game. They can, play let's score a bunch of points, or they can, ground and pound and play it out. That's just who they are. And I think this team is a little bit different than last year's because of that.
All right, Bryce, I'll give it to you. What do you think about what you've seen from the Lions, and do you think they can get over the hump?
I think that the Lions have a clear shot at the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be pretty hard for them to win the Super Bowl, though, because the 2 biggest issues I see is losing Aiden Hutchinson, who probably would have won Defensive Player of the Year, and their quarterback, Jared Goff. I do not think Jared Goff is a Super Bowl contender quarterback. Now, he can manage a game where he's handing off the ball most of the time and picking up third downs when he needs to, but like we've said before, I do not think that if a team gets up on Jared Goff that he's going to be the guy to come back and win. I just don't see it. I I do think that they're a great team, though. Their defense is still solid, and they can run the ball like no other team in the league.
Yeah.
Their two receivers that Roy talked about, Williams and St. Brown, they're basically running backs that play in the slot. They just get them into screen passes, and then they run the ball with them just on the outside. I mean, they are one of the best running teams I've ever seen in my life. A few things I don't really like, it doesn't really have to do with them going to the Super Bowl, is this is the third time they've done this now where they beat a team by 50 points, and Dan Campbell's still going for it on like 4th and 2. Like, that's just like bullshit stuff to do. You're beating up on bad teams, and you still have this like underdog mentality, even though you've been favored in every single game you've played so far, and you're going for it on 4th down against teams while you're up 50. I mean, that's loser stuff if you ask me. There's no reason to be doing that. Put your backups in once you're up 30 points and let them play. There's no reason for them to be getting any of their players hurt at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, this team is definitely different than all the other Lions teams. I'll even say last year. I'll give one their offense coordinator, which, everybody's giving him his flowers. I mean, he is a genius. Let's be real. He is the reason the offense goes. Dan Campbell decides to go for it. Dan Campbell is not an offense-minded guy. He knows how to fire people up, but that offense coordinator is running that offense.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that scares me about this team, and Bryce, I mean, you nailed it. They run the ball better than anyone. They also have 2 fresh backs at all times. None of them are tired. I mean, they literally just take drives off. 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. So they're fresh as can be. The only thing that would make me nervous is, and Bryce kind of hinted at it a little bit, they're aggressive at all times. They run a few trick plays in the middle of the games. Like, no matter who they're playing, they ran a trick play against Jacksonville to try to do a hook and ladder in the first quarter. Like, they do trickery, and they go for it. They're very aggressive. Is if in a playoff game, if let's say they go for it and they don't get it early, first drive, 4th and 2, the going into the 40, so they're on the opposite side of the field, and they don't get it. Well, then the other team comes down and scores a touchdown. If they get down early, late first quarter, early second by 14, can Jared Goff play the drop back game? That's the only thing that scares me.
He's done that.
I know he's done that, but has he done that against, the 49ers, the Vikings? I know
he did the Vikings a couple weeks ago.
Beat them by 2. I'm talking like, a playoff team, Philly. Philly can run the ball and shorten the game too.
That is true.
Even though I know Jalen Hurts is absolute dog shit, but can they do that against a playoff team in a playoff atmosphere? I think what will help them this year, they will have home field advantage, I'd have to assume. So I do think that will play big. You're going to be inside. You're not going to be in Philly probably. And, it can change, but they're not going to be in Philly where it's cold or something like that. But, okay, I just want to get your guys' thoughts. I know Bryce had some thoughts earlier in the year, so I haven't seen Hendon Hooker start a game yet. So
I can't wait to see him start a playoff game this year. Early. I mean, how does Jared Goff throw 5 picks and him not come in? That's just crazy to me.
How does Jared Goff throw 5 picks and they win?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That's because CJ Stroud had a fucking diaper on that whole game.
Yeah. All right. I say we just pick the games for this week. How about you guys?
Sounds good.
All right. Thursday Night Football. Steelers go to Cleveland to play the Browns. Roy?
Steelers.
Bryce?
Steelers.
I'll also go with the Steelers. Titans at Texans. I'll take the Texans.
Yep.
Texans. Roy? Yeah, Texans.
Vikings go to the Bears. I'll let Bryce go first.
I thought he said he wasn't picking that game the rest of the year.
I'm not.
I didn't know who you're picking.
Not the Bears. He said he's not going to pick the Bears the rest of the year.
Okay, so Bryce is going with the Vikings. He is a Jay Jettis fan. I knew it.
That was my number 1 pick this year on fantasy.
Yeah, I believe that. He also likes Aaron Jones.
I'm going Vikings.
I do not like Aaron Jones. Fuck that guy.
I'm also going Vikings. Cowboys at Commanders. Commanders.
Commanders.
I'm actually going to take the upset in this one. I think that these teams always play each other well, and I can see the Cowboys pulling off some crazy upset.
Okay. Bryce has the Cowboys. If you're right, I'm going to be pissed.
I was about to be pissed last week when you picked the Bears and we were going down the field to win.
They should have won.
The whole time I was thinking, wow, Josh.
They always play the Packers well. That's why I chose the Bears. Now, they usually lose, but they always play them well. Patriots go to the Dolphins. I think this one can be closer, but it's in Miami, so I'll take the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Chiefs at Panthers. I'll take the Chiefs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Chiefs might win by 40.
not
I
the
mean,
greatest
it's a
game.
10.5 spread right now. I am taking that spread on the Chiefs.
Don't worry, the Lions-Jags game before the game started was 14.5. And it obviously cleared. All Chiefs. I'm assuming I didn't hear what Bryce
Yep,
said. But
Chiefs.
Bucks at Giants. I'll take the Bucks, even though my boy Tommy DeVito is starting.
Gosh, I thought he was out of the league.
How he's in the National
Speaking
Football
of
League.
Tommy DeVito, I wanted to ask who you're going to be rooting for on Thanksgiving while I'm taking a nap.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, you better bet I'll have a U of I shirt on rooting for Tommy DeVito.
Over your boys?
I'm trying to get number 1 and trade down.
Oh my gosh.
Give me who do we give
Bucks,
me the
Giants.
Bucks.
I will also take the Bucks.
Lions at Colts. I'll take the Lions.
Me too.
Lions.
Hey, guys, pick something other than what I'm picking. Golly.
I did. I picked your Cowboys.
I know. Broncos at Raiders.
Broncos.
Yeah, I'll also take the Broncos.
Me too.
I've been very disappointed with the Raiders. That's probably my one blemish on my
Coach fired.
true prediction being a team that would be better, but quarterback play has been so god-awful. Cardinals at Seahawks. I'll let Bryce go first on this one. First one we've at least had to think about for a while.
Yeah. Man, the Seahawks pulled off a nice win, but Cardinals have been rolling ever since they beat the Bears.
Ever since Call of Duty came out.
I know. It's crazy. It's like the coach
Reverse.
probably put a ban on it. Like he wasn't allowed to play the new one, I bet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Cardinals, actually.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
I also am going with the Cardinals. They're playing well, even though I picked the Seahawks a lot. They're playing good, and they're also coming off a bye week, so I'll take the Cardinals. 49ers at Packers, rematch of an NFC divisional game last year. Roy, what do you got?
I am gonna go with the 49ers.
Yeah, this is an easy pick for me. I'm taking the 49ers.
I think this one can be close. It's in Green Bay. And I'll tell you what, I do not like the Niners, never have, never will. They are not as good this year as they are. Now, I know they have injuries. That team does not look the same.
They are Packers.
They make a lot of mistakes, a lot of holding calls, a lot of.
So does Jordan Love. I mean, he's a 30-year-old rookie, basically.
I will take the Niners because I just think CMC is due for a good game, but they're not as scary as and I don't think Bosa's playing either, by the way. Hip injury, oblique, whatever. That takes us to Sunday Night Football. Eagles go to LA to face the Rams. I'll take the Eagles, even though I do think it's close.
I am also going to take the Eagles. They've been rolling recently. Saquon's really had it going.
Yeah, I'm going with Eagles. That's just too. Saquon's playing too well.
And then Harbaugh matchup. Ravens go to the Chargers for Monday Night Football. I will start with Roy.
Chargers.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens lose a tough one. I'll take the Ravens. Chargers almost had a meltdown the other night. And if it seemed like a short slate, it's because it is. Bye weeks, Jets, Saints, Jags, Bengals, Bills, Falcons. 6 teams on buys this week.
Fantasy's going to be rough.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
I have a lot of people sitting.
Yeah,
fantasy.
so do I. Fun fact, next week there's no bye weeks. The week after, another 6 teams.
That's so dumb.
Why they're not broken up a little bit more like next week? Don't know, but 6-0-6. So
I was waiting to see who the Jets played because I wanted to say that since that guy made that bet with me at the wedding that the Jets would only lose one more game the rest of the season. They have lost 2 games already.
Yeah.
So they haven't even played the Bills yet.
That loss against the Colts was, I don't know if you guys watched it at all late. I watched it from like halfway through the 4th on. Brutal to watch.
Jets actually fired their GM either today or yesterday, and I just wanted to say that's just another scapegoat for Aaron Rodgers being washed up. So,
yeah, not a good look in New York right now. Total reset coming. So that'll do it for our picks. Roy, take us away.
Let's go college football. Top 12. Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Texas 3, Penn State 4, Indiana still number 5. They got Ohio State this week. Notre Dame 6, Alabama 7, Miami 8, Mississippi 9, Georgia 10, Tennessee 11, and Boise State 12. Got any comments on that?
I do. Ohio State is playing Iowa, correct?
No,
Indiana.
They're playing Indiana this year.
Indiana, sorry. It's like a 10.5 point spread or 12 or something like that. If you got a 2 against a 4 or 5, that it's clearly not a real 5. If there's a 12-point spread by Vegas, I mean, come on.
Oh, I agree. I think that's been the argument is to shape out how is this going to shape out because Tennessee just played Georgia, and all these SEC teams are getting ready to play a lot of each other. And what are you going to do when all these teams have? There's technically a scenario out there where all the teams that you hear, SEC teams, can have 3 losses and only one getting in.
Yeah,
and that's the SEC champion. So that is that's
because Tennessee might not make it in now that they lost to Georgia.
Yeah, Tennessee right now is on the outside looking in. The bracket came out today, so they're the first team out.
Yep. So that's
you're in that.
So this past week, the first game we'll talk about, or let Bryce talk about, Tennessee, Georgia. Got any comments on it?
Yeah, I do.
I'll just say Georgia won 31-17.
It was closer than that, though. I know the score seems a little off.
Yeah.
It was closer than that.
This was a close game for a while. The lead just kept shifting back and forth. The Tennessee did finally. They've been coming out hot. I was saying that at the beginning of the season they weren't coming out good. They did come out good finally against a ranked opponent, and it was a back and forth game for a while, and then they just started losing their offense a little bit, and the defense. Tennessee's kind of relied on defense a lot this year, and you look at the rushing yards, which Georgia had 106. That's not bad. 347 passing yards, though, is pretty rough. It's hard to win whenever you're giving up 350 passing yards a game. I personally thought that Georgia is the best team in the league, and then we saw them lose last week to I don't remember who it was, a team they should not have lost to. And then, so I was really nervous coming into this game, but that looked like the Georgia team that I thought we were going to be seeing all year. They're still really good. I still see them as probably one of my favorites to win the Natty.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I watched most of the game. I don't know all the players in it. I tried to watch Tennessee's quarterback a little bit. I'll tell you what, that dude's got a cannon.
Yeah,
throws a piss missile, but he's a little inaccurate at times.
He's still pretty young.
Exactly, he's just young. You can tell. Not saying he reminds me of him, but reminds me of Anthony Richardson. Has a bazooka of an arm, just inaccurate. Can't always hit the receiver. I thought he missed some early throws in kind of middle of the second half, like late third quarter, that could have kept drives going. But he had pressure in his face for most of the night. And they were good running the ball. Tennessee was while they had the lead early, and as it was tied, as it started to slip away a little bit, I thought they went pass heavy, which I know you got to do, but it was still within reach. I thought, but I just thought they went a little pass heavy. But Georgia played better down the stretch, but they're at home, so I expected them to win. So
Nico's a hell of a volleyball player. If you guys didn't know,
you've said it,
yeah.
My thing is about this game. I thought both quarterbacks really didn't play that well. I don't think. The quarterback play was. You can say Carson Beck had 347 yards. Well, how many little slants did he throw to his receivers that are just unbelievably fast? Yeah. Like every SEC freaking team has receivers that are fast, and they just ran the ball better late than Tennessee. That's what it was. It was just Georgia ran the ball better late. Both quarterback plays. I would say Tennessee's quarterback's better than Carson Beck at Georgia. I just felt like both of them did not play very well. And the defenses had a lot to do with it because they're both very good defenses that played. That just shows you, the SEC just got some good, they got top to bottom, got good teams. And that was one of their better teams. Yep. The other game we'll talk about, Illinois host Michigan State and won 38-16. Josh.
I don't have a whole lot. I actually didn't get to watch a lot of this game. I was trying to find clips and stuff. Finally ran the ball well, which was surprising. Illinois did not run the ball well usually. They really ran the ball well. They controlled it. Altmaier was just hitting open receivers. Good way to go out for senior night for them. And fun fact, Illinois is ranked in the college football playoffs for the first time. 25. First time ever they've done it since, 2014? Am I right, Roy? Is that when college football playoffs started? Ohio State won it. 14 sounds
is
right.
it 14? I couldn't remember if it's 14 or I think it's 14.
One of them. So
one of those right there.
they've been ranked early in the year before they got to the college football playoff rankings, but never
this late.
Week 10 on. So
Hell yeah.
but yeah, they played well.
Anything, Bryce?
I don't have anything on that game.
All right, no, I don't either. I didn't watch the game and don't really give a shit about Illinois or Michigan State.
Yeah, they only beat
Michigan had a week off, which I hate these double bye weeks. I don't understand it in college football anymore. The only other game, I made this bet. Air Force won 2 in a row, baby, 28-0, and I made that bet. I bet that Air Force would win.
I checked the score Sunday when I was getting ready for
How much did you win?
I don't even remember now because I made it. I had a great weekend bet wise. I went small bets all weekend.
I looked and they were up 21-0, like late fourth or something like that, and I went, "Oh yeah, guys, the triple option's coming around.
It's coming around.
Starting to get a little cold out there."
Hey, there's only 2 games left, Air Force. If you need some people to come in and broadcast our podcast on there, let us know. Josh, you need to get your email on that.
Yeah, I know.
So, all right, next week, Illinois is at Rutgers for 11 a.m. game. Tennessee is hosting UTEP, which should be a nice little blowout for Tennessee. Give them a little.
Hope so.
I'd hope so too.
I'm pretty sure UTEP's one of the worst teams in the country. Actually,
they're 2-8.
Okay,
so,
yeah, I'm thinking of the right team then.
Michigan is hosting Northwestern on senior night. God, we got to get a win so we get in the bowls. Hopefully, this double week off just gets us at least into something.
Remember when he was saying that he was going to repeat a natty before the season started?
Yeah, I remember. I was in Key West
we need a bowl game.
Our episodes, and we did our way too early predictions, and he had them as the Big Ten champ and national championship, and we said Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten.
I still think they're the best team. You think Ohio State's still going to win the Big Ten?
I don't know about that now, but I did it when I did 8 months ago in Key West.
All right, and then Air Force is at Nevada this weekend. 3-7 Air Force versus 3-8 Nevada. I'm picking them 3 in a row. 3 in a row.
Air Force. I mean, Nevada is not going to know what hit them. A 2-streak winner running the triple option. Good luck. Those guys got confidence. They're running downhill.
That is, we only got 2 weeks left, and then it's the championship, conference championship games. And then it's on to the playoffs and bowl games. So
yeah,
college football's on its winding down.
I'm excited to watch the playoffs this year with the 12 team because that first round, the team it won't be any of the crazy good teams, but the teams that don't win their conference game or whatever conference title, they get to host a playoff game at home.
Yeah,
that will be sick.
I think that's the coolest part. First round. I think they all should be.
I agree.
At the higher seed site at the game, except for the championship game. I think
the Rose Bowl every year.
Huh?
Rose Bowl every year.
I think you should have the Rose Bowl every year.
Every year. At least now we'll get the Rose Bowl. We will get a Rose Bowl game every year, not because it was 6 of them, and they would 2-2-2
rotate
every 3 years. You'd get the Rose Bowl. Now you get one every year because there's so many games. I think.
Yep. So that's college football.
All right. Baseball. Not going to talk about anything baseball here. We will have our free agency prediction quiz come out. You're seeing this on Wednesday, or excuse me, Thursday. No, Wednesday.
No, Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
I have my days mixed up. You'll see this on Wednesday. So before the next episode comes out, you'll see our thing. And it should be fun because I think this is going to be a little bit of a more crazy offseason in free agency. Last year was one of the most boring ones I've ever seen. I think this year we're in for a nice little frenzy. I don't have anything else, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. That'll take us miscellaneous. I don't have a lock of the week. I have a game. I'm in draft mode. I'm going to be honest. Not here for the NFL season anymore. We're here for the draft.
Oh, gosh.
So I wanted to test your guys' knowledge on number 1 picks in the NFL draft. Okay? I'm going to share my screen, so give me a minute.
This goes way back. I'm not going to be able to go that far back, but
Yeah, it goes
this is
back.
the best.
Come on,
let me
Garland.
put this over here. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, you guys can see it?
I got it pulled up on this.
All right, I will have my phone out because I'll need to spell names if I can't get it correct. All right. Number 1 picks has the team they went to and position. Obviously, the years are going to go in order. Going to get as many as you can. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm trying to I can't see that crap. All right. Let's see. I pulled it up. All right. So we just have to go down the list, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, well, Caleb Williams,
Caleb Williams,
Bryce Young,
Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Don't go so fast or I'll miss them.
Oh, we got an extra. You're screwing us right now.
Go ahead.
Right.
I'm working.
Is ETN 2022?
No.
The end.
DN.
Yep. You don't have to go in order. You
Joe
can go.
Burrow.
I know. I'm just thinking. Kyler Murray. Baker Mayfield's one of those.
Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett.
Yeah. LA
Jeff Golf or Jared Goff. Tampa quarterback was Indy's quarterback, wasn't that Andrew Luck?
Yeah, it was Houston DN. Is that JJ Watt?
I don't think so. Nope.
No. No, that would have been gosh, what's his name?
I know
Travis. Wait.
Who?
Nothing.
Give me Sam Bradford.
Give me a Cam Newton as well.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
You know Tampa quarterback.
Sam Bradford.
Not exactly who I was talking about, but yeah.
What'd you say? Tampa's quarterback 2015. Jameson Winston.
Forgot about that.
Number 1 pick.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Kurt Warner.
I don't think so. He was a grocery bagger.
Yeah.
Shit. Who?
We were at the 2010, don't we?
I know Peyton Manning was 1998.
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Did we already have 2010? Do we? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong.
No. 14, Houston DN. After that, 13, 08, 07, Oakland quarterback.
Cisco QB.
Marcus Russell, Oakland quarterback.
Here we go.
Callahan.
Bo Callahan.
Yeah.
Nope. I thought maybe you'd get a Callahan. I didn't know.
Carson Palmer, I know. David Carr. Gosh.
You
Troy
should.
Aikman.
Who?
Troy Aikman.
Yeah, Troy Aikman was.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen.
Oh, who is this?
No, Marcus Allen was not.
Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. Wow. You guys should know San Fran quarterback 05 and Houston.
Alex Smith.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex Smith. You said Houston.
Got a lot of Smith there.
Houston DN.
Oh, did we? Good.
Houston DN in 14, you still know. Probably forgot about him, but you know. Still playing.
Yeah, it's Mario. No, it's not. You got Mario. It's Javion Clowney.
Yep.
I didn't know he was the number 1 pick.
God,
Yeah.
he won the number 1 pick because he had that damn college highlight.
We got 2 minutes left.
You guys
Go.
got all the ones I thought you should get for the most part. I know this one, 22, but
Braylon. No. Keyshawn Johnson.
DLC. BLC.
Yep. Wide receiver number 1. How
What
crazy is that?
BLC stand for?
What?
What does BLC stand for? The team.
Where?
1983.
Jeff
Baltimore
George. Jeff George
Colts. Roy, who was the D tackle for Indiana in 1992?
for
You should know
Indiana in
that.
1992. D
I'm
tackle.
trying to remember his name.
Damn, 3D tackles right here.
Shit, I can't remember. I can't remember tackles. It's fucking killing me.
Was Joe Green a number 1 pick?
Nope.
No.
2 Tampa in a row, QB and a running back. Who's an old Pittsburgh QB? I can't remember his name.
Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Bradshaw.
I'm not clear back there. OJ Simpson.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I did not even think.
Bubba Smith.
69.
Or how about Smith? Just put Smith in. I already got Smith.
it. You got 3 Smiths when I typed
Bruce
in,
Smith is who I was thinking of. That's who. 22 seconds. Barry Sanders. I don't know. I'm just gonna name off names now.
Nope.
How much time do we have? 3 seconds.
Time.
One. Who'd we miss?
Hines Allen.
Who? I guess
Trayvon Walker, Eric Fisher, Jake
Trayvon
Long,
Walker
Michael
still
Vick,
plays.
Courtney Brown, Tim
Jake
Coach,
Long,
Orlando
jeez.
Pace, Kai Jonna Carter, Dan Wilkerson, Steve.
How did you miss Jake Long?
Russell
Shit,
Maryland,
I didn't know he was number 1.
Bo Jackson,
Bo Jackson was
John
with Tampa
Elway,
Bay drafted him. I said I didn't know that.
John Elway. I'm trying to names on Eric Campbell, Jim Plunkett.
Ed Too Tall Jones.
Yeah, those are all the ones I know off the top of my head. Oh, Vinny Testaverde as well.
Yeah.
So 29 out of 59. The
I'm actually
average
happy
is
with that.
32. So you guys got below the average.
I don't care.
You
I'm
guys
happy
got
with
all the
that.
ones I thought you would. I thought you would get Mike Vick. I also thought
I
you'd
forgot
get
Mike
Orlando
pick.
Pace,
Vic was picked 1.
and I was hoping somebody would
I
get
forgot
Trayvon
Tim
Walker.
Couch was picked 1.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
I do
Bryce?
have somewhat of a game. I know you guys won't get it all, so I don't really know if I want to do strikes or not. But I was wanting to see if I found some article of the top 10 college football teams ever.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if you guys can name them. I have a list of 25, so I wanted to see if you guys can try and name the top 10.
Starting from last
You
year.
talking about like a certain team of all time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the Miami of was that 94 maybe Miami Hurricane.
Miami's big team was 01.
Oh,
01. That's the
Yeah.
one you're thinking.
Yeah, they're considered number 1.
I mean they are. That wasn't the team I was thinking of. I mean I was thinking the time they had. I mean they had Ed Reed and
I think that is 01.
that's 01.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the only Miami team I know is
Yeah.
I didn't know it was 01, but
No, that because wouldn't like the Rock and
Yeah,
oh
it's
gosh
01, isn't it?
no he wasn't in 01.
I don't know if The Rock was on this team.
No, I was thinking like linebacker. What? Gosh, never mind. Go ahead.
Team
I'm thinking
that
somebody else.
I would
01 was
debate,
good, but that was McGahee and them.
2019 LSU.
Yeah.
That's number 3, yeah. I consider them number 1, but
Yeah, that's the best team I've ever seen.
Cornhuskers, 94, 5 or something like that.
See, I will never.
95, yeah. That's number
95.
4.
Florida, like 11, 12 range, 9.
It wasn't that with
What's his face? Tim Tebow.
yeah.
All of them.
They didn't win anything, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they won back to
2
they
natties
won
in a row.
one or two
Yeah.
90s.
It was 2008.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're not in the top 10. They're ranked 14 on that.
How about USC 2002, 2003, or something like that? With Reggie Bush.
2004, that's ranked 13.
2004.
That's ranked 13.
They're actually ranked 13?
Yeah.
Shit. It's probably a lot more older teams then.
Yeah, there's some old ones on here.
I don't know the other ones if they're that old.
I would say,
I believe one of these teams shared a natty with the Michigan Wolverines.
the Cornhuskers in 97?
Was that 97?
Yeah.
No, the Cornhuskers in 71 is on here. But the 97 is also in the top 25 as well. Both of the 97 teams are.
Michigan and Cornhuskers?
Yeah, Michigan's 25, Cornhuskers are 23.
How about the Wolverines of 2023? Or whatever,
No,
2020.
they would probably rank last on national title winners.
No, they were top. They were one of the better teams.
You're insane.
Probably Alabama. I would say 15, 16, or 17, one of those teams.
The only Alabama team on this list, I believe, or no, there's two Alabama teams. The 92 Alabama team was ranked 21, and the 79 Alabama team is ranked 6.
You said they were all old, so at that point I was like, I'm done. I thought the team that had like Derrick Henry in them would be on there as well, but
No.
And that would have been like what? 16, 17 range.
Like
so I thought of them, but
there's two newer teams that you guys still haven't named. Number 2 and number 5. Josh, you should definitely get number 5. It's like one of your favorite players in the NFL, I'm pretty sure. At least on one of your favorite teams.
I don't have a clue. 2014 Ohio State?
Nope.
I didn't think so, but I'm trying to think of someone that I like.
Who is your favorite team?
Dallas.
Your actual favorite team?
What kind of question is that?
You have not been in the camera for like a while, by the way.
I know. I see me.
Probably like Kyler Murray or
No, not a chance.
It's
not
Baker Mayfield or something.
Well, he's saying it's not a Cowboy. I don't know.
The 2018 Clemson Tigers.
I thought about them. I don't. Who in the world do I like from Clemson?
You root for the Jags every day.
I actually did not root for Clemson when they had Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. I said one
I
of your
didn't think
favorite
they were
teams.
that good, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they were that good either.
And then the 2005 Texas Longhorns are number 2.
I was gonna say them, but I figured they wouldn't put him in USC.
They got that Clemson team over a team like Georgia that won over, what year did Georgia play TCU?
2022.
Georgia doesn't even have one in the
They
top
don't have
25.
that team over that Clemson team. Are you kidding me? That team would roll Clemson.
There's not
With the
one Georgia
mailman,
team in
Stetson
here.
Bennett? Are you kidding me? That dude always delivers.
All right, that's all I got. The other teams are from like the 50s and 70s. I don't even care to mention them.
Roy?
It's that time of year. Another one. College basketball started.
Yep.
Pretty excited about that.
We have. I didn't. I've actually been asked about it from a few people. I said whenever college football regular season ends, we'll just substitute that. We'll still talk about the playoffs and stuff, but that will be our college basketball billet because we go over college pretty quickly anyway.
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good, man. I mean, we're just pretty excited. I mean, time to get back into that.
I mean, Duke lost the other night to Kentucky, so America won that night. So
Yeah. That's it.
all right.
Yeah.
Like button, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next week, I guess. Peace.
Yeah.
Gotta find my